To be honest, etheric crystals were something very vague for me. I know that my beloved Jeannie was working with them, but it never gave me a connection that helped me to understand what they were, what you could do with them, what their role or function was. I didn't doubt that they exist, but that was about it. So it took me a long time to realize that they are far more important than I thought, that actually the she, which are humans that are out of phase with us and live in what you can call other aspects, other frequency aspects of Mother Earth, that they are working with them. Increasingly I began to realize, whoa, this is maybe more important than I thought it was. I also learned, based on the research that recently started, that the Lemurians worked with that. So initially I called them the Lemurian etheric crystals and the She etheric crystals. I jokingly call them Genie etheric crystals. But basically I think the word Lemurian etheric crystals keeps hanging most strongly because that is the most, let's say, present energy of etheric crystals in our world. So based on all that, I decided to do more research on the etheric crystals, and that is at this moment going on. So one evening we were connecting with beings that seemed to be connected with these etheric crystals, and they gave a message to us. Yes, it was primarily directed to us, but when we re-listened to it, it is clear that there is so much valuable information for everyone that's interested in crystalline energies that we decided nonetheless to make it public. So that's why we made this particular video. And what is following now is the message that this group of beings, and I don't know what name to give to them, but I call them the Human Solar Council, the message that they gave us about these etheric crystals. So I would say listen and enjoy and feel what it's doing with you. It is great to connect again. And we will be honest, we would really appreciate if this would not be an exception, but that once in a while there will be this opportunity for sharing. It is from our side also a bit of a search how to express, how to share this, what in some ways is a much larger world than you are realizing. We are aware that you, Jeannie, are able to connect with the crystals that, you can say are familiar to us, and we are in some way guardians of it, because these crystals, or these crystalline energies, are existing throughout the solar system, but actually also beyond that. It is a level of crystalline energies that for many, what you would call humanoids, are maybe the most important crystals. Realize that there are not many true physical beings in the universe, and those that are there are not always connecting with crystalline energies, but there are far more that are connecting with what you call the etheric crystals. So beginning to connect with them on an, let's say, deeper level, understanding the aspects of their complexity, if you want, is ultimately beneficial, because they are not only part of the Earth, they are part of all the planets of the solar system. And that is where we restrict to. We are not going beyond that. This is, you can say, our domain, so to speak. Learning that there are these humans, even though they are in a level like similar to the she, is an important aspect, because we are actually one family. We are all coming from the same group that induced human life within the solar system. Now, you call them in your world the founders, but basically the founders were active on all planets of the solar system and were seeding the possibility of, you can say, the existence of human life throughout the solar system at the same time. And always there has been this realization that human life and all life is totally intertwined with the frequencies of crystalline energies. All these planets of the solar system are crystalline in nature, as you are aware of, so you may understand that the need for understanding crystalline energies has been there for every group of humans in whatever planet they are living. But because there was no physical life possible on the other planets, there has been some at certain phases on some of the planets. The focus was from the very beginning on what you call now the etheric crystals. And that field of energy that actually exists throughout the whole solar system, that field that has been activated, used and worked with by humans of these so-called etheric crystals, is very powerful. And from a certain perspective, it's amazing that so few people have made a connection with it. Because it is an energy that is permeating literally everything in the solar system. And it is unique that you, Jeannie, were able to connect with that almost in a natural way. Well, there are all kinds of reasons why that is, but that is in this moment not where we want to go into. What is important is in this moment is the invitation. The invitation to work more with them, not only because they are part of your Earth system, but also because it's one of the best ways to look at the crystalline energy of the solar system in such a way that it also helps to integrate the human consciousness better. And while you are beginning to be aware of the importance of working together within the Earth system, all human races, if you truly understand that we all came into the solar system at the same time, you may understand that we are all really family. More family than those that are outside of the solar system. For that reason, we are excited that this connection is made. And yes, we don't want to put pressure on either one of you, but it would be nice if more information about our existence would be going out in such a way that more people then understand that it is worthwhile to make a connection. Now, people basically do not understand that we exist. In the same way as they don't know that the crystalline energies that can support the connections doesn't exist. As we said, with some very few exceptions. So that's why we like to reconnect with you after the first connection a couple of days ago, because there is this powerful invitation now from us. And we will be honest. And it's not only because it's nice to do it, but we are aware that it is essential to do it. It is essential that all human races of the solar system are working together. And you are aware that you are the only one who are functioning in this frequency that you call the physical system, because none of us can. And that's why you're needed. Needed for the whole range of human consciousness. Needed for the whole range of crystalline energies. needed for the whole range of the frequencies and consciousness within the solar system to create that oneness that inevitably is going to play a role in the near future. Yes, we are aware of the date, not in the same way as you are. You have your own definitions of a date based on your calendar system, but we are aware that soon there will be a moment where everything is in its optimal alignment. In the same way as you have planetary alignments of the sun and the moon and the earth and all these kind of beautiful systems that you are aware of, that will be then the consciousness alignment of the systems that you know. And for that reason, all these messages are now coming out and are going out with invitations, but we have already discovered that the number of people that are able to receive our messages are rather limited. And we say that not from a point of being critical, but just to be realistic. Our collaboration with the She exists, but that is not the only thing we need. We need the physical human beings, and we also need those in the astral worlds. It will be interesting to see how it unfolds, because we also don't know what the future will hold, so to speak. The only thing we know is the future will be with more integration, more collaboration, more, you can say, development beyond what we can imagine in this moment, because it has never happened that there is this awareness of the integration of all the systems at the same time. So yes, we hope not only that we can have more contact, but also that you're willing to introduce the crystalline energies of what you call the etheric crystals, the genie etheric crystals. We have heard you, that those are coming out more into the awareness of human beings. We feel it's important. Of course, you have to feel for yourself whether you feel it to be important as well, and whether you have, as you would say, within your reality, the time and the energy to do so. We can only invite you. We can only say we are here. We can only say we will support you. And we can only say we would be delighted to do so. But we don't want to force, because we know the limitations that exist within the physical reality, which are so totally different from ours that even though we are aware of it, we do not fully comprehend it, and for that reason we are careful. We'd like to close with telling you that independent of what you do, there is this connection, and it is a connection in love. From love, and know that love will guide us into that what is optimal, not only for your planet, but for the whole solar system. And we are really grateful that we had this opportunity to summarize this for you, because we know that in your world you need to make, we would call that notes, so that you are not losing the importance of the connection. And we also are aware that sharing in your world means also notes and written things and audible things, different than what is happening in ours. And we honor that. And sometimes we may tease you about it, because still for us it's not easy to understand that you need all those physical things. And sometimes we want to say, use the fullness of your brains. You can do far more than you're realizing right now. And maybe we can stimulate the use of your brain in that way a bit. Still, it's your choice and your training, of course. But it would be nice if there would be a more direct connection, and maybe it's nice that you find a way to train more people, so that this expansion of communication will benefit the world, your world, and our worlds. Again, we love you and we thank you.